and welcome back to Golden Ginkgo Signature Travel. My name is Lucila de Alejandro, and today I'm here to talk about group travel. Are you thinking of traveling somewhere in the future with a group? Maybe it's a group of friends, family members, or for business. On today's show, we're going to talk about how to plan group travel so you feel successful. Stay tuned. Let's face it, planning a trip for a group of friends or family can be time-consuming and stressful. It involves quite a few logistics. Furthermore, group trips can quickly balloon into something you weren't expecting, with a lot of compromise and a lot of competing thoughts, ideas, suggestions. You know how it is. Everyone's got an opinion and they're all ready to share them. It can really be difficult when you're the one involved with the group travel to try to satisfy everyone's desires and wishes. That's where a travel advisor can come in and save the day. Do, 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 do. Golden Ginkgo to the rescue. As a travel advisor, we are a neutral party and a professional. The number one trip when planning group travel: use a travel advisor, of course. Why wouldn't you? It's one of the smartest decisions that you can make before you begin the planning process is to connect with a travel advisor like us who are well versed in group travel. I love helping groups plan incredible trips from beginning to end, whether it's business travel, company retreat, family, friends, a bachelorette party, family reunion, or a sports team trip. We can help you with all the details. We're eager to help you make your trip exactly what you're looking for. Getting consensus from a wide group of people, all full of expectations and opinions, can be really difficult. Using the do-it-yourself approach when planning a group trip involves lots of research, time, and effort on the part of the organizer. Is that you? In a workplace, this might be an extra duty assigned to someone that's their professional capacity. But quickly, the time can balloon as people submit their requests, their wishes, their desires, and their preferences. And it can often take more time than you originally anticipated. Utilizing the assistance of a travel advisor helps you get your time back. Similarly, in a family reunion or sports team situation, the added responsibility of coordinating a large trip can be stressful and time-consuming. Tensions can run high when priorities differ, and you know priorities are going to differ. Using a neutral travel advisor allows everyone's opinions to be considered. Recommendations can be made that best suit the group instead of one specific family or member of the group. Hiring a travel advisor. Contracting a travel advisor also means that there's just one point of contact. That means all questions, comments, and concerns are directed to one person. That one person is dedicated to making sure that your trip goes off as planned. Payments and special requests are made to the one person who has systems in place to make sure that everything is flawless. Having a central point of contact means that requests can be handled in a timely and satisfactory manner. Having a central point of contact also means that all travelers get to relax, sit back, and enjoy the trip without stressing about being responsible for all the travel details and all the individuals and personalities on the trip. That's a big deal. Group travel tip part 2, planning early. You know that saying, the early bird gets the worm? Well, when you're traveling with a group, there's a lot of birds all wanting worms. So planning early is key to make sure that all the birds in your party get their worms. I know, it's kind of a weird analogy, but you know what I'm saying. Let's go with it. Starting early is so beneficial when you're wrangling a big group of people. You have more options. You have more availability. Not only do you have more options and availability, but the individuals in the group feel a sense of calm and peace knowing that everything is being taken care of. Nothing is being left to the last minute. There's no procrastination. So they can trust that things are getting handled. Starting early gives you this availability and options that are particularly important when you're planning a trip to somewhere like Walt Disney World Resort or a cruise, where there are a huge variety of staterooms, resorts, hotels, amenities, and you can tailor those choices to the individuals. Another terrific thing about starting early is you get the best deals. Those are the worms that I was talking about. Depending on the lead time for cruises, or even if you're doing just a ground trip of Europe or something like that, excursions will sell out and you'll miss out on those opportunities. Travelers will feel confident with a full and clear understanding of what to anticipate and expect for the upcoming trip. Group travel tip 4: start with an open mind. When you begin planning your group trip with us, we always want to encourage you to start the process with an open mind. It's best to start with the broad strokes, but define some properties like the dates, the budget, and the general location. As group experts, we love crafting the perfect adventure that checks all the boxes for all the members of your group. This means we may offer you suggestions you hadn't previously considered. For example, if you were looking for an all-inclusive option, we might suggest cruising as an option as well. As the group's primary point of contact, you obviously have the final say and make the decisions for your group. We just encourage you to consider other options and suggestions. We also invite you to ask plenty of questions and share your concerns with us, as this allows us to ease your fears, solve problems early, and create solutions that are going to enhance the vacation experience overall. Next up, we have group travel tip 5: gather information and clarify details. Okay, now give me an air high five. Yeah. Presenting fewer options often leads to greater clarity in selecting the preferred option, as there may be a more substantial difference in the votes. We typically suggest offering participants 2 or 3 options max. Planning a group trip is like trying to put a sweater on an octopus. You know what I'm saying? It's the converging of minds that must occur on a variety of priorities and interests and details. And a helpful place to begin is going to be with a survey that gauges the overall interest and generates buy-in from your potential participants. Depending on the occasion or the group, there may be a few decision makers, or there could be many decision makers. When we do individual travel, we give a discovery form to learn your travel preferences. So this is an easy thing for us to create for you to deploy to your group. When a group comes to us, we begin the process by asking lots of questions. This helps us gather the important information and understand the priorities for your group. We do this because what you want for your adventure is what we want for your adventure. While some of these questions seem obvious, we also ask questions that give us a better understanding of group dynamics and desires in order to get the nitty-gritty details sussed out. Beginning with clarity is crucial. Without clarity, it can be tempting to look at a significant swath of options and choose what looks like the best deal at first glance. It can be tempting to select what looks like the best deal at first glance. However, this can be highly detrimental depending on what's important to your group. For example, if accessibility is a priority, but if you select an older cruise ship where the elevators break often. This can make the entire voyage frustrating for wheelchair or ECV users. Additionally, having clarity on specific details and desires can help us provide more detailed suggestions with support and logic behind our suggestions. As travel professionals, we hold a lot of knowledge that might not be listed on a website. This knowledge can truly be invaluable when it comes to making decisions based on details and priorities. Creating clarity around the details of your trip does not automatically mean that the exact trip is nailed down. Clarity is the beginning of the process, and it's needed to come to the final decisions. Once you've created clarity and discussed several options or quotes with your travel advisor, it's a great idea to narrow down the choices even further before presenting the options to the majority. Whew! How are we feeling? Everybody still with me? All right, we're up to number 6. Group travel tip number 6, narrow the options. Presenting fewer options often leads to greater clarity in selecting the preferred option, as there may be a more substantial difference in the votes. We typically suggest offering participants 2 or 3 options max. Home stretch. We're at group travel tip 7, where we generate buy-in. Whew! There are so many factors that contribute to a successful trip or vacation. One major factor to consider is whether the group has bought into the idea. While there's often less wiggle room for this factor when it comes to corporate travel, it is highly beneficial to consider this when possible. A group that has bought into the trip translates to increased excitement, higher energy, and just everybody getting along and having a good time. For companies and corporations, this increased excitement and energy translates into big ideas, exciting collaborations, opportunities, networking, and a renewed sense of vision and purpose for the organization. For sports teams, friends trips, and family reunions, generating buy-in often translates to making a commitment, engaging more quickly, and being able to move more quickly from the booking stage to the planning stage. Furthermore, engaged participants are more likely to enjoy themselves and add fun to the group dynamic. And honestly, isn't that why we're all there? Are we there for the fun? I am there for the fun. Whew! Well, we made it. Group trip tips brought to you by Golden Ginkgo Signature Travel. Look, planning a group trip is a large undertaking if you choose to do it on your own. And plenty of people do it on their own. And those are just some tips that we gave you that can help you if you do decide to do it on your own. Those 7 tips are the stages of planning a group trip. But if you do hire us as your trusty travel advisors, and follow these tips, we're certain that your trip is going to be amazing. You'll be filled with joy and excitement and fun, relaxation and contentment. You're going to make memories that are beautiful that you'll talk about in the future. And honestly, isn't that why we travel? That's why we travel. If you have questions on the ins and outs of planning your next group adventure, send us an email or drop a comment below, and we would be so happy to reach out. And if you haven't yet subscribed, like this video and tell us in the comments what kind of videos you'd like to know more about or that you want us to make for you. We are here for you no matter what. Until next time, I'm Lucila with Golden Ginkgo Signature Travel, where we are looking forward to helping you explore more.